big political newsquake. Kharge emerging as opposition Prime Minister face. Dalit Kharge versus OBC Modi. BJP has the edge. Can India catch up? Rahul Kanwal decodes alliance math. Big focus on Newstrack.
There are advantages and disadvantages with candidate Kharge. He's a Dalit, isn't a dynast. Will have far wider acceptability amongst many members of the India alliance. Some, though, are opposed to him. He also doesn't have age on his side and isn't quite a fraction as charismatic as Prime Minister Modi. Kharge versus Modi. Is that where the battle for 2024 is going, or is this just a pressure tactic from Messrs. Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee to put the Gandhi family on the back foot? We'll look at all of that. Let's get started. Here are the headlines. I'm Pratik tonight. 141 members of parliament suspended. Opposition stages protest. Video of TMC MP mocking Vice President Dhankar triggers outrage. PM condemns the opposition protests in parliament, claims India allies are siding with each other and with those who breached parliamentary security. PM says BJP will fill the opposition's empty seats in the 2024 elections. Big boost for the Hindu side in the I.N.D.I.A dispute. Allahabad High Court rejects all pleas by the Muslim side, challenging the suits filed by Hindu worshippers. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal to skip Enforcement Directorate summons on the 21st of December in the Liquor Gate probe, cites annual meditation Vipassana retreat as the reason. Australian pacer Mitchell Starc becomes the most expensive buy in IPL history. Kolkata Knight Riders pick Starc for a whopping 24.75 crore rupees. We've got breaking news coming in just now that when Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal proposed the name of Mallikarjun Kharge as the India Alliance Prime Ministerial candidate, this did not go down well with the likes of Lalu Prasad Yadav and Nitish Kumar, both apparently upset over the proposal to make Kharge the Prime Ministerial face of the India Alliance. That's the information that we're getting. Remember, Lalu Yadav had just very recently given a statement of support in favor of Nitish Kumar, saying that Nitish Kumar needed new challenges. So it seems the key issue today was Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal and many other India allies pushing for Mallikarjun Kharge, the Dalit Congress president, to be made the Prime Ministerial face of the India alliance. This is something that didn't go down well with the leaders from Bihar. Aditya Vaibhav now joins us. Aditya Vaibhav is a reporter in Patna. He's the one breaking this story for us with inputs from the RJD and the Janata Dal United camp. Aditya, why is it that Lalu Yadav and Nitish are quite unhappy with the proposal put out by Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal to make Mallikarjun Kharge the Prime Ministerial face of the India Alliance?
Well, exactly, Rahul. This is something that has actually irked several of the JDU supporters and JDU cadre as well. And this is the reason that has technically, you can say, stoked controversy in Bihar political circles, even as the meeting of India bloc concludes this evening. Interesting to note here is the fact that all eyes were set on this meeting because this was something to be the game changer or something to define the action plan of the opposition's bulwark against the BJP. But then the selection of name of Mallikarjun Kharge has something that has triggered yet another controversy. Interestingly, it was Nitish Kumar who started the entire, you can say, homework for this, and he prepared ground for the opposition's bulwark. But then, in the meantime, he had been saying that he has no prime ministerial ambitions for himself, but then he wants the opposition to consolidate against those trying to change the history. But then the meeting that concluded in the national capital this evening has created much of a storm. And interestingly, close on the heels of that particular meeting of the India bloc came a list of 5 names from the Congress that were actually christened as National Alliance Committee. So something very different and quite unexpected. Rahul.
Okay, Aditya, Vaibhav, thank you very much for joining us with that update. The big story, of course, is the fact that Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal both proposed the name of Mallikarjun Kharge. They also said that they do their first joint rally on the 30th of January. Now, that to my mind is very late, because April and May is when the various phases of polling will start. If you hold back your first joint rally till the 30th of January, the question is it really too late? Mamata Banerjee apparently set a deadline of the 31st of December, just a couple of weeks from now, for the seat sharing formula to be worked out. But clearly, a lot of talk, but no firm decisions in this, the 4th meeting of the India Alliance either.
Since its first meeting on 23rd June in Patna, one of the biggest questions plaguing the India Alliance has been, who will be the PM face? 6 months later, 2 key Team India allies, Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal, proposed Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge's name. Not Rahul Gandhi, not Nitish Kumar, not Sharad Pawar.
Mamata Banerjee and Kejriwal proposed Kharge ji must be coordinator of this India team, and we will project him as Prime Minister of India in forthcoming elections.
Is Mallikarjun Kharge emerging as opposition's PM face to take on Prime Minister Modi?
जीत के लिए क्या करना उसके बारे में हम सोचे, कौन प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना ये बाद में की बात है। एमपीज अगर नहीं है तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर की बात करके क्या फायदा है।
The other big focus of the India bloc meet that came days after BJP's heartland sweep was to chalk out seat-sharing formula. Months before 2024 campaign kicks off, it still appears to be a sticking point.
अच्छा रहा, अभी शुरू होगा, कैंपेन भी शुरू होगा, सीट शेयरिंग भी होगी, सब होगा।
सीट शेयरिंग का भी हम मिल के पहले जिस स्टेट में हमारे लोग हैं, पहले वो लोग वहाँ पर एक दूसरे से समझौता करेंगे। दिल्ली या पंजाब का है, वो समस्या को भी किस ढंग से सुलझाना, ये भी बात बाद में तय हो जाएगी।
बहुत जल्दी सीटें डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होंगी। प्रधानमंत्री के चेहरे से बड़ी बात यह है कि लोकतंत्र का मंदिर कहने वाली जगह पर लगातार सांसदों को बाहर निकाला जा रहा है। जी, क्या ये सामान्य बात है?
Sources tell India Today that TMC, along with many other India parties, has set 31st December as the deadline to finalize seat sharing.
With months to go for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, Team India has got into action. Will it be Modi versus Kharge, OBC versus Dalit in the next general elections? It's the first time that a name has cropped up, and it's definitely stirred the political potboiler. With camera person Himanshu Mishra and Shreya Chatterjee and Amit Bharadwaj, this is Mosmi Singh in Delhi for India Today.
The big question after the 4th meeting of the India Alliance members, will Mallikarjun Kharge make a good choice as the India Alliance's Prime Ministerial face for that battle against PM Modi in 2024? Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee are rooting for Kharge. Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav seem to be upset. What works in his favour? What goes against him? A Dalit face against the Prime Minister's national credentials with his OBC base. How will a Kharge versus Modi battle look like? Joining us to talk about this, On the broadcast, representing the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, Syed Zafar Islam. Meeta Chakrabarti represents the Congress. Amitabh Tiwari is with us. We've got Jayanto Ghoshal, who knows Mamata Banerjee's mind better than most. She's the one who came up with this idea. So what's cooking there? Jayanto can explain that. Rajat Sethi is with us, well-known political commentator, as is Rashid Khidwai, who understands the ins and outs and the way the leaves are flying inside the Congress. So I want to go across first to Jayanto Ghoshal. On Mamata Banerjee coming out with this googly at the Congress, googly aimed at the Gandhi family, saying, "Aap baith jao, let Mallikarjun Kharge be the Prime Ministerial face of the India alliance." She's been in the capital for 48 hours now. You've had an opportunity to interact with her, Jayanto. Is this something that Mamata Banerjee had already decided? Why does she think that Mallikarjun Kharge is the best of the opposition rank? Many thought Mamata would root for Mamata. She's rooting for Kharge. Why?
Rahul, I liked your word googly. I think this is interesting googly done by Mamata Banerjee. Yesterday, Congress leaders of West Bengal, they were saying that Mamata Banerjee, she wants to be the Prime Ministerial candidate. She cannot support any Congress leader as Prime Ministerial candidate. And the most important thing is that other spokespersons of TMC, they were suggesting Mamata Banerjee's name. So it is crystal clear that Mamata cannot support Congress on this issue. Yesterday also, when in the media interaction in Delhi, Mamata Banerjee said that we will choose our Prime Ministerial candidate after the result. When specific question on Kharge, she said that she is not against any person. But she didn't disclose their name that time. After the meeting with Kejriwal, the joint strategy evolved that we should suggest the name of Kharge because everybody is blaming that we are not serious. So we should, and we are not supporting Congress. So let's give a name of Dalit, with a man with Dalit identity. Inside Congress also there are several suggestions that Kharge should fight election from UP, from a Dalit dominated constituency, as Rahul is contesting election from South India. So the North India, the South person can contest. All this gupsup, all this gossip were inside the party. Now Mamata Banerjee in front of all leaders, when she is suggesting the name, she is proving that she is not against the Congress candidature. She is not, and Dalit candidate, and the Modi's attack is more against Rahul. If Kharge is there, that is also another argument that BJP's problem will be more. So these are the more issues. And now,
so how many seats is Mamata Banerjee willing to give Congress in West Bengal? That's the critical question. Ultimately, that's where the rubber meets the road. How many seats will Mamata Banerjee be willing to give the Congress party in West Bengal?
No, crystal clear. Mamata Banerjee is ready to give 2 seats, maximum 2+1, not more than that. And that's why Adhir Chaudhury's seat is safe if Mamata Banerjee doesn't give any candidate in Baharampur. The second seat is Malda, so sitting MP. But Jangipur, Pranab Mukherjee's seat, I don't know if Abhijit Mukherjee, his Pranab Mukherjee's son, is now in Trinamool Congress. So maximum 2+1. But is Congress ready? And that's why, you know, Rahul, today Kharge said to Mamata that give me 2 days time. Tomorrow there is a meeting with the West Bengal Congress leaders, and not only Adhir Chaudhury, Deepa Dasmunshi, she was observer of Telangana, and success came from that state. Deepa will be there, and few other leaders of Congress, so that there is a process of democracy, organizational democracy, Congress will say, and actually it is for buying time. Now, left also, part up, it's a catch-22 situation because left is saying that we cannot leave anti-Mamataism in West Bengal. So, can Congress do that? And Mamata is saying, I don't have any problem.
Rashid Kidwai, how is the Congress likely, outside of what Kharge said in that press conference, was very brief, nobody else was flanking him usually when there is a post-India alliance press conference, everybody's together, they jointly answer questions. Obviously, this meeting didn't go as planned, which is why Kharge ji came out alone, very briefly, made that comment and then left. So, how is the Congress behind the scenes likely to decode the googly board by Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal? Rashid Khidwai.
I think Rahul, Congress people see it as a posture, as a kind of tactical move, because he's a Dalit and he's unlikely to be opposed by many quarters. But that may not happen, in the sense that Mr. Kharge, other than many other things and number game, etc., he may end of the day. Rahul, if at all, the India alliance is able to, beat the N.D.A led by Prime Minister Modi, Mr. Kharge may not become, Prime Ministerial candidate. We have
why not?
history.
What goes against him? Why should the Congress not give him a chance?
It is politics, Rahul. You have to look back in 1977 when Charan Singh was a credible candidate, when JP, the entire election movement was around Jayaprakash Narayan, but Morarji Desai became Prime Minister. Similarly, 1989, the mantle of leadership had gone to Chaudhry Bansilal and Devilal. And Devilal then, said he doesn't want to become Prime Minister, and he proposed name of VP Singh. So this is the kind of games that are there deep inside. But at this point of time, it is aimed at Uttar Pradesh, just to gauge that how Mayawati would react to it, how the Dalit voter are going to react to it. Remember, the India alliance has actually pitted against a very, very formidable, if not impossible challenge. So this is one move that is to cover their sort of flanks. And
will someone like a Mayawati in Uttar Pradesh find it difficult to say no to the India alliance if Kharge ji is indeed their prime ministerial face, because she believes the Dalit vote bank is strongly with her, or she'd like it to be? And if Kharge ji is the India alliance prime ministerial face, does that then put pressure on Mayawati to come on board?
Now, logically, it would have, but we know that Mayawati's constraints are beyond the realm of obvious politics. So I am not. I mean, personally, if you're asking me, I don't think Mayawati is going to be impressed. But then, what are the options that India alliance had? Because as you know, there is 16% solid Dalit votes are there across the country, and if you club it with minority votes and others and all, then India alliance theoretically on a piece of paper becomes some kind of challenger.
Okay, Amitabh Tiwari, the Dalit Mallikarjun Kharge, he's been member of parliament for a record 9 times, lost once in 2019 by a margin of 95,000 votes. He's won before this, so he has a long checkered record as a member of parliament, as a minister in Karnataka. If indeed the stars were to align and the Congress were to agree and Nitish and Lalu also give up their obstruction, from your analysis of the data, how would a Kharge versus Modi battle look like?
See, essentially, he is the senior-most leader of this alliance, having more than 50 years of experience. He understands real politics, belongs to the Dalit community, which is 17% of population, and there are 84 SC reserved seats, out of which the BJP won 46 in 2019. Modi ji may not be able to brutally attack Kharge ji in campaigns as he does Rahul Gandhi, and he speaks Hindi as well. However, age is not on his side. At 81 years of age, when the 60% of the voting population is between 18 to 35 years of age, he may not be able to connect with the youth. So that is likely to be a problem. He's not also a pan-India leader, as you've mentioned. He lacks appeal outside his home state of Karnataka, and is seen as a South Indian leader still, correct? Not a pan-India leader. So there will be opposition to his name from quarters like Nitish and Lalu, as we've seen, because Nitish believes that he is the architect of this alliance and he should be given a chance. But I think Mamata Banerjee and Kejriwal have tried to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. They have reduced or eliminated competition from other regional satraps like Nitish or anybody else like Akhilesh, who want to become PM candidate of India bloc, and also at the same time ensuring that Rahul Gandhi does not become the PM candidate of the Congress party, because these leaders...
Syed Zafar Islam, do you buy this argument that it's much tougher to attack the Dalit Kharge than it is to attack the entitled dynast, or at least you want to project Rahul Gandhi as one, and therefore a Kharge versus Modi battle is tougher for the BJP than a Modi versus Rahul battle?
Well, Rahul, we are not overly, or rather not at all concerned about who they want to project as Prime Ministerial candidate. Because as a bloc, the Kamandiya Gathbandhan is a very weak bloc, because this was the fourth meeting and still they are discussing about that we have to fight against I.N.D.I.A led by the Honorable Prime Minister. Second very important thing, that by proposing Kharge's name, Mamata Banerjee and Kejriwal both has sown a seed of breaking the Kamandiya Gathbandhan royally. Because this, by proposing his name today, it's only when they have not even decided the seat sharing, they have not decided many outstanding issues to be resolved, yet to be discussed and resolved, and still they have went ahead and proposed the name. That only suggests that they have something against Kharge, against Congress party, and there is no meeting of minds between them and the Congress party for sure. They want to go alone, or they want to definitely do not want to go with Congress, something which is so apparent by proposing his name. Having said that, we are not really concerned whether it's Kharge, Rahul or Nitish Kumar.
Meeta Chakrabarti, does Mamata Banerjee's move put the Gandhi family on notice, because they have to come up with a good reason? If this is the one face around which critical allies like Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal, and I'm told that 8 others said that they don't have a problem, then the Gandhis need to have a very good reason to try and veto their own man, or at least somebody who they claim is their own man. Now, will they be willing to project him as Prime Minister? And if not, why not, Meeta?
Okay, good evening to all the fellow panelists and to the viewers. First of all, till about yesterday, the narrative that was being run by sections of media is that both Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal had prime ministerial ambitions of their own. Now, today, it's the same 2 leaders who have gone and have tried to project Mr. Kharge as the PM face and the coordinator of the India Alliance bloc. That's number 1 point. Number 2, Mr. Kharge himself had rejected the proposal. Mr. Kharge had gone on record to state that let us fight this unitedly, let there be elected MPs, and let the elected MPs choose the next leader. He has made it very, very clear in his press conference. It was nobody else but Mr. Kharge who had come up with that statement. Number 3, we had 28 political parties participating today. We have a deadline. By 31st of December, we will have a seat sharing formula and the seat sharing to be finalized. And as early as 30th of January, we will start doing our joint rallies. So there have been
30th of January is 1 month away. Campaigning peaks in February and March. If your first rally happens in 30th January, that's not showing much urgency. But one second, Rajat Sethi, what is tougher for the BJP? Modi versus no one, Modi versus an ambiguous India alliance, or Modi versus Kharge? Arithmetically, what is trickier? Rajat Sethi.
Well, I think Khargeji, with all due respect to his experience and everything, he is close to 0 only. So Modi versus Kharge.
Why do you say he's close to 0?
See, I mean, on a serious note, he himself lost his 2019 election. He was defeated by an erstwhile Congress, his own MLA who was groomed by him, Umesh Yadav.
No, but he could potentially consolidate the Dalit votes in favor of the opposition, and that's a vote bank the BJP has been trying very hard to woo.
So certainly, I agree. He comes with the credential that he belongs to the Dalit community, but just having a simplistic affiliation to one community in today's day and age doesn't cut. You have to have a very proactive approach. You need to have a programmatic approach. You need to have an emotional outreach to the community. And just by sheer optics, I don't think Congress will be able to win back its core base, which used to be Dalit based till 2009 elections. But there has been a tectonic shift in that vote base. And I don't see any kind of an emotional outreach.
You're saying the Dalits who've moved away will not come back just because the India Alliance projects Kharge. If they do, the government's worked very hard through Labhartis and various other schemes to woo the Dalit community, and we saw that play out in the recent assembly elections amongst the Dalits and amongst the tribals as well. Rajdeep Sardesai joins us. He was out and about at the India Alliance meeting. Mallikarjun Kharge did that press conference all by himself. Usually it's a joint meeting. Everybody gets to have a word in, lots of questions tossed around. Does that indicate that all's not well in the India Alliance, which is why Lalu, Nitish, I'm told now by our reporters in Bihar, upset with Mamata Banerjee and Kejriwal rooting for Kharge as PM?
I don't think that is necessarily the case, Rahul. the sense I get is that Lalu, Nitish, among others, want someone to be made convener. They feel that there is a need for some kind of direction in terms of leadership. Whether that leadership has to come from Nitish Kumar, as perhaps the Bihar lobby hopes, or whether it has to come from Mallikarjun Kharge, as perhaps Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal suggested.
Why you met Mamata yesterday? Why yesterday when she spoke, she wasn't rooting for Kharge. She said, "Okay, we'll decide later." Why did she, within 24 hours, root so strongly for Kharge?
Very interesting question, Rahul. You will recall yesterday, in fact, at the press conference, I was the journalist who asked her this, that if Mallikarjun Kharge is pushed, will you support him? And she said, no, decision on leadership should be taken after the elections, after the general election, not before. In 24 hours, Mamata Banerjee has made this proposal. What is the reason behind it is unclear at the moment. I think somewhere they believe, there is a section which believes that that they want to see the Congress's commitment to take this alliance forward, where making Mr. Kharge in some form a leader could be one of the elements of taking the sort of alliance forward. The problem they are having is at the moment, neither does the alliance have a common minimum program. They don't have a leader. Their narrative is basically, as of now, built on anti-Modism. So unless they push forward, fast forward, I think this is the way in which Mamata and others are saying you need to fast forward this exercise. If Mr. Kharge has to be made, do it now. Don't do it on the eve of the election. I think this is just to test the Congress at the moment to see how committed is the Congress to take
How
forward.
is the Congress, in your best estimate, likely to react? The Gandhis, obviously, Sonia Gandhi would like Rahul Gandhi to be Prime Minister. Priyanka would like that as much. Now they've suddenly got a googly bowl their way. How are they likely to face this?
You know, the sense I get, Rahul, interestingly, is that Rahul Gandhi himself is clearly not interested in being projected as Prime Minister. The people around him certainly would like to project him, and I think Sonia Gandhi is among those. I think the Congress is worried that they cannot be dictated to by these regional parties. The problem for this India alliance, the elephant in the room, Rahul, remains the Congress party. How much is the Congress party willing to concede? Before these assembly election results, the Congress thought it could dictate terms to the alliance. Their defeat has meant that now it's these allies who are trying to, in a way, fast forward this alliance process and dictate terms to the Congress. How much space is the Congress willing to give these allies is the big question. But clearly we saw, I think, a shift in the power equations today. I know you say that Kharge addressed the rally, but that's because this was convened by the Congress. But the sense I got is the allies are restive and want the Congress to take decisions faster.
Rashid Kidwai, is that likely to happen? Is the Congress chastened after the defeat in the Hindi heartland and the walloping it got at the hands of the BJP? Because they were earlier thinking they could win 3, they could win 2, or maybe at least 1. They won nothing. Has that brought the Congress down to Mother Earth or not?
Absolutely, Rahul. I think there is a sense of desperation, if not urgency, to get things moving and moving fast. I think the Congress is also doesn't fancy its own chances of having one of them as a prime minister unless they cross 150 Lok Sabha seat mark, which is very big. At present, the Congress is not even sure of winning 100 plus Lok Sabha seats. So this is arithmetic. I think they just need to get their act together collectively.
But why then, Rajdeep, are they doing their first rally on the 30th of January? I mean, February and March is when you campaign. April and May is elections. Your first rally happens on the 30th of January. By then we have a lovely Ram temple. The BJP is running riot over the opposition by then.
You know, Rahul, time is running short for the opposition. Even this meeting, Rahul, has been held, after almost 4 months?
109 days, Rajdeep. 109 days after Mumbai.
That's right. So, the fact is that the Congress, in that sense, showed no urgency over the last few months in the expectations that they would do very well in these assembly elections. Now that they've not done well, there's an element of concern, naturally. But the fact is, again, the real battle, and you've been showing numbers, Rahul, is Congress versus BJP. How is the Congress going to recover ground in the one-on-one battles? The regional parties are reasonably confident that they can hold on to their own. I was with Uddhav Thackeray a short while ago, and he insists that in Maharashtra, he believes that their Maha Vikas Aghadi can take the BJP on. There's a confidence there. I don't think the Congress has any confidence at the moment of taking on the BJP in the Hindi heartland. And unless they're able to achieve that, I don't see this India alliance actually being able to challenge the BJP nationally, Rahul.
Amitabh Tiwari, to the extent that it does, what implication with the assembly election results, where the BJP already came close to 50% vote share in several seats, have on the battle for 2024, given that the BJP is likely to get a bump because of the fact that Prime Minister Modi will directly be on the ticket? Does that then mean that in every battle which is Congress versus BJP, it's advantage BJP?
See, essentially, these three Hindi heartland states, the BJP has maxed out with 62 Lok Sabhas.
Correct, 62 out of 65.
However, there is a bigger message for the 190 direct BJP versus Congress contest, in which BJP won 175 and Congress won only 15 of the seats. The vote share gap is a mammoth 20%. Of the 303 seats which BJP has won in 2019, 224 seats they scored more than 50% vote share. So this battle, see, Congress is in contention only in 261 seats, first and second. 190 versus BJP and 71 versus regional parties. Here is where it has to get 100 or 150 to stay in contention. And the problem for the Congress party, unfortunately, is that the regional parties who are part of the India bloc do not have any role in these 190 seats. So Congress is largely on its own in these 190 seats. So Congress is the natural leader of the alliance because it accounts for half of the vote share and almost 1/3 of the seats. But do they go ahead with a face or not? And as you mentioned, with the ticket, the name of Prime Minister Modi on the ticket, as per your survey, India Today Access My India survey 2019, for 37% of people, which is the highest, PM face was the most important voting consideration. So if you don't have a PM face, you are literally excluding 37% of the voters from your target addressable market. And that's the biggest question for the India bloc going ahead. And you mentioned about the Jan 30 rally. Last time, the MCC came into effect on 10th of March, which is less than 3 months away. So time is running out. We might see some parties still wriggling out.
That's why Zayyad Zafar Islam is not complaining. He's not spoken much in the show, but he says, "ठीक है, अगर ऐसे लड़ोगे तो लड़ लो." We are quite happy because we know no matter how the debate ends, we know how the battle will end next time. Zafar?
Well, in our view, Rahul, they have already lost the battle because you know that the election is just around the corner. If this I.N.D.I.A alliance or the Government alliance, they are now thinking of fighting a battle against us and having their first meeting, next meeting next month, and their joint rally on 30th of January, you can very well understand that they have already accepted defeat because they know, well, they must be getting the feedback from the ground that no matter what you do, you cannot pose challenge to the
Okay, let me try and show in terms of numbers 4 sheets which really give you a sense of what might happen if the BJP goes head to head with the Congress, what might happen when the Congress goes head to head with the regional party, when a regional party goes head to head with the BJP, and the level of the kind of election that will be fought is very different. So I'll start first with seats where the battle is BJP versus Congress. So in the analysis that we did, you've got about 190 seats where the head-on-head fight is BJP versus Congress. The BJP won 175 of those in the last elections. The Congress won only 15. The BJP's vote share on an average was 56.5. The Congress's vote share was 35.3. That's a 20% gap. Remember, even if the BJP comes down a bit from 56.5, there were a lot of headroom because the Congress's base is 35.3. These are the seats where the battle is BJP versus Congress. Let's look now at battles where the BJP is up against, say, a regional party, or a regional party is up against the Congress. So here are the battles where it's BJP versus a regional party, say the Trinamool, or say the BRS, or the Biju Janata Dal. Here it's different. There are 185 such seats. The BJP won 128 of them in the last elections. The regional parties won 57. Here the gap in vote share is just 7%. 47 for the BJP, 40 for the regional parties. So the battle is tighter. A 7% gap between the BJP and the regional parties, which puts the regional parties on a stronger footing. Remember, the Congress won only 15, the regional parties won 57, where they are fighting the BJP. After this, let's now come to seats where the battle is Congress versus a regional party. Congress versus a regional party, 71 first seats. The battle means first versus runner-up. Who's first, who's runner-up? 71 seats where Congress was up against a regional party. Here the gap is just 0.2%. Congress with 40.7% of the vote share, regional parties with 40.9% of the vote share. So just a 0.2% gap in vote share, and the Congress 3 seats up over the regional parties. So here the battle is quite different. If I look now at seats where there are 2 regional parties up against each other, you had the first party at say 50.8 and the second at 35, and then 97 such seats where there are 2 regional parties up against each other. But for the purpose of this analysis, the first, second and third categories are most important, which really tells you how Congress is the weak link. Rajdeep, how are the Gandhis likely to react? Will they accept Mallikarjun Kharge as the Prime Ministerial candidate? And remember, all these India Alliance members, the likes of Mamata Banerjee, the likes of Uddhav Thackeray, they're in Delhi, they're working the phone lines. Meeta, your sense of whether the Gandhi family and the Congress will accept Kharge ji? Do you want your man to be Chief Minister, the Prime Ministerial candidate or not?
Well, as clearly communicated by Mr. Kharge, the decision regarding the Prime Minister will be taken after the election has been fought and the elected MPs can elect the leader of the House. So that's a procedure that we are going to follow, and that has been very clearly articulated by our AICC president. Now, regarding 2019 election, if my data is correct, BJP got about 37.7% vote share. And even if you put the allies together, I think about 60% vote went to the opposition parties. Now, the opposition parties were not fighting together. So if you take an example of Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, and among these 3 states, we're talking about 130 parliamentary seats. Now, in Maharashtra, a Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray fraction and NCP and Congress were not fighting together. In Bihar, JDU, NCP and Congress were not fighting together. In West Bengal, for example, Congress and TMC were not fighting the election together. So when you
how much of a difference might it make in a state like West Bengal, Amitabh Tiwari, if the Congress and the Trinamool do fight together? How much of a difference could it make to the BJP's fortunes? One potential is that the Muslim vote unites fully behind the Trinamool and the Congress. The other is that the Muslim vote in a state like West Bengal is largely going to be with the Trinamool in any case, regardless of whether the Congress is on the ticket, because they'll be seen as the prime opponent to the BJP. So what impact might it make on the ground in the elections? Amitabh Tiwari.
I mean, theoretically, if you just add Congress, TMC and CPM's numbers in 2019, assuming all of them come together, then they could have won 8 more seats. But this is assuming a seamless transfer.
But we saw SP and BSP coming together.
Correct.
Doesn't mean anything.
This is assuming seamless transfer of votes. And just one point again, in the BJP versus regional party contest, on 88 seats, Congress is number 3. And here is where the role of the alliances come into picture for the India bloc.
Interesting. You're saying look at chart number 3, so I'll call it up on the screen right away. In the 185 seats where it's BJP versus a regional party, Amitabh Tiwari points out that on 80 plus seats, the Congress is number 3. So if you add the Congress's votes to those 57 seats that the regional party won, then the BJP could hypothetically fall from that 128. In a worst case scenario, they could lose 60, 70, and that would make the battle very different. Rajat Sethi is itching to come in to counter that. In these 185 seats, BJP versus regional party, if the Congress's vote does go, it means less opposition wasted vote and potentially, at least on paper, a tougher battle for the BJP, Rajat Sethi.
Exactly, Rahul, it's just on paper, because devil lies in the detail. If you unpack this regional bloc, you will see a lot of parties which are actually ambivalent. You have BRS, which will go increasingly worrisome of Congress's gains in Telangana. They might get closer to BJP or at least be open to an outside support. You will see both TDP as well as Jagan's party itching to be, seen in the same frame as Prime Minister Modi. You have Naveen Patnaik, who's also on the other side. And like all of these people are not essentially opposition per se. So even in this regional bloc that is being projected here, these are some of the very strong performing regional parties who are not even in the India bloc. So this theoretical sort of a projection into how things will pan out doesn't seem that true. And by the way, the only place where I have seen the India bloc really fusing and working together is Maharashtra. It is only there where MBA as a bloc in its as a whole, I don't see any differentiation between the party cadres, like till the grassroots. They're pretty much fused.
No, but we saw in the recent local body elections when it was MVA versus the Mahayuti won quite handsomely.
See, usually speaking, local body and that to the Gram Sabha level elections go in favor of the ruling incumbent. And I would not read too much into that. But looking at an overall sort of a case study where the India bloc is actually doing fine in terms of organization, not in terms of votes. At least in organization, because they have had a working equation for the past 4 or 5 years. Nowhere else do they have the experience of working together. We've seen that unfolding in Madhya Pradesh. The bigger worry is that there is no history function of all of these parties coming together, and therefore this this simple combination of vote share is not going to work. It won't be seamless.
Because you need more than just arithmetic. You need some form of chemistry. You need a promise, you need a personality, and you need conviction to take on a colossus like Prime Minister Modi. It won't happen just by arithmetic addition. It requires chemistry to spark and light, connect with the Indian voter. Will they be able to do it? Not much emerging from today's meeting in terms of consensus and moving forward, at least an effort to try and see if there can be a seat sharing formula by the end of the month. Let's see if that does come through. I want to thank our guests for joining us on the Newstrack. I'll have a separate edition this week of the Political Stock Exchange where we look at the numbers and how they're shaping up. India Alliance versus the BJP. What does the battle look like numerically? When we come back, reports of Dawood Ibrahim's hospitalization sends netizens into a tizzy. What could Dawood Ibrahim be looking like right now? Should we put the last known images of Dawood Ibrahim into multiple generative artificial intelligence engines? I'll show you what came up when we come back on the other side of a quick break. What could Underworld Don Dawood be looking like right now?
For an immersive journey into the heart of news, politics and insights that matter. Join India Today now on WhatsApp with the #1 election team as we gear up for the upcoming assembly elections. Scan the QR code.
Join India Today now on WhatsApp. Follow these steps. Open WhatsApp on your phone. Check for a new updates tab. Select Find Channel and type India Today. After finding the channel, tap the Follow button.